So this is the tiny little ratchet by 711L. And this ratchet, it comes in this cute little tin case. And this is how small it is. And this ratchet answers the question, is there such a thing as too small in a mini ratchet? And the answer is yes. So, I mean, yeah, this is literally, everyone says this before, and it's literally like 2 fingers. And if you're looking for the absolute minimum everyday carry, it is usable. And especially if you attach with it an extender bit, you can use this long one, or the less long, a more standard size one. And it's almost usable like this, but it's like, when you're trying to use this, it's like, if it was another 2 centimeters long, and it covered this last finger, it wouldn't be too small. The answer would be no. But because it's so small, it's just, not quite there. So if you compare this to, this is the Icon one. This has the added bonus because of the flex head. But if this was the same, if this length is honestly a little bit unnecessary, it doesn't need to be that long. This could be a little bit shorter, but like if you cut this off like here, this would really be the smallest that I would be willing to use. And then other than that, it's awesome, but it's just that itty bitty tininess makes it that little bit too small. Although it does come in this nice case, and this case is awesome for how you can use this to store your bits. So I'm storing them in here, or I store them also in here. But this comes in a nice case that if you take the foam out, you can store a bunch of bits in it. Even without this thing, they just let them rattle around in here. That's pretty awesome. It's pretty cute, like awesome, like little touch. But yeah, I mean, if you were carrying this, you would definitely need an extender. And then it's like, okay, I mean, even if you have a small extender, is more useful. But arguably, if you're using an extender, you're probably going to want when you actually use it, you're probably going to want to put it here, and then you still got that itty bitty tiny thing. You know, I was trying to see if I could just carry it with this, and then you kind of got, it's kind of still minimalist, and it's like, if you're carrying this, then you might as well be carrying this, right? It's almost the same. So at the end of the day, I'm going to carry this. This has a bunch of added features because it's like a T-handle and stuff, but I would have kept this if it was an extra finger length long, because then it can be used. It's slightly more minimalist than this, but it can be used kind of like comfortably. And when you're using a ratchet like this, when you're using one of these, a ratchet, it's almost always with 2 hands, right? So it's like, you use one hand to push it against the whatever it is you're screwing in, and then the other hand to turn, and it just isn't long enough. It's just, again, if it had another 2 centimeters here, one more finger, it would be useful. I would keep it, but because it's just that itty bitty tiny, it's too small for me, so I'm not going to keep it. Other than that, though, it's awesome. Everything is just minuscule. Like the flick handle here is minuscule. It's all well made. It's beautiful, but it's just too small for me because of that 3rd finger here.